Good morning and Jai Hind, dear students. Today I am going to start the fourth module, and in this module we'll be talking about earthquake. What is earthquake? What are the causes of earthquake? How we can measure the intensity of the earthquake, and which earthquake will be said to be low intensity earthquake, moderate intensity earthquake, or severe intensity earthquake. So earthquake is a sudden shaking of the earth's crust which lasts for a very short time. Some natural phenomena such as thunderstorms and cyclones can be predicted by meteorologists. However, there are certain natural phenomena that are uncertain and cannot be predicted accurately. One of them is an earthquake. Now, earthquake is a natural phenomena that occurs as a shaking or trembling of the earth's surface. It occurs or lasts for a very short span of time. The main cause of earthquake is disturbance inside the crust of the earth. Deep inside the earth, earthquake occurs all the time. However, they are not noticeable on the Earth's surface. Sometimes major earthquakes occur on the Earth's surface, which can be destructive, and earthquakes can lead to loss of property such as dams, buildings, bridges, loss of life, floods, landslides, etc. In this picture, you can see a very prosperous town. On the left side, you see a picture of the town which is taken before the earthquake. Once the earthquake occurred there, you can see the town has been converted into ruins. What devastation the earthquake can cause, you can see in the right side picture after the earthquake. The town has been completely destroyed. So this is the devastating effect of earthquake, and to what intensity it can cause such a large scale destruction. Now, before we study about the causes of earthquake, we'll come to the surface of the earth. Now, Earth's surface is divided into several layers. The first layer, as you can see, is the crust. The second layer below the crust is the mantle, and the third layer below the mantle is the core. Core is further divided into outer core and the inner core. Inner core has a very high temperature. Now we are going to talk about the tectonic plates and the causes. First, we are going to have a brief discussion on the causes. The main causes of earthquake can be movement of the tectonic plates. It can be due to volcanic eruptions. It can be due to dislocation of the crust, or it can also be due to underground nuclear explosions. Movement of the tectonic plates. The surface of the earth is not one continuous piece, but it is broken into many large pieces called tectonic plates. It is more like a jigsaw of blocks that fit together. The world is divided into 7 large tectonic plates and several smaller plates. You can see here we have 7 large tectonic plates. One is Pacific plate, North American plate, South American plate, African plate, Eurasian plate, Pacific plate, Australian plate. In addition to this, we have some smaller plates like Nazca plate, Indian plate, Arabian plate, etc. So we can say due to the slow movement inside the earth, these plates move with respect to one another by about a few inches in a year, like rafts on a gentle ocean. While this may seem very small, the magnitude of energy developed by this small movement is enormous. The earthquake-prone zones are along the boundaries of the tectonic plates. So what does it mean? Earthquake-prone zones are along the boundaries of the tectonic plates. It means you can see these boundaries. These are the boundaries of the tectonic plates. So they are very prone to earthquake. So they are said to be earthquake-prone areas. So these boundaries of the different tectonic plates, they can witness severe earthquake. The movement sometimes causes the edges of the tectonic plates to grind each other with a force. They may get deformed, displaced, crushed, or fractured. They may also slide or slip under each other. They may even move apart. Such changes in the plates send a tremor or set up vibrations through the crust, causing earthquake. So you can see this is the movement how we are going to see in the tectonic plates. You will observe the tectonic plates can move in this manner, or either they can move slip under each other, or they can move apart from each other. Now coming to the second cause of the earthquake. When we talk about the second cause of the earthquake, volcanic eruptions can be one of the most important second causes of earthquake. What are volcanic eruptions? Volcano is a hole in the Earth's crust through which the molten rocks and hot gases under high pressure rush out. The energy released during volcanic eruptions causes vibration in the crust. These vibration causes earthquakes in the area around. Such earthquakes occur at the time of volcanic eruption or before it. So the chances are there that before the volcano erupts, the earthquake can occur, or it can also occur during the time of the volcanic eruption. Now the third cause is dislocation or faults of the earth crust. What we mean by dislocation or faults of the earth crust? Over millions of years, the movements of the tectonic plates have created weak points in the Earth's crust, which are called faults. Most faults occur along the boundaries of the tectonic plates, and these are the zones where the earthquakes occur. These weak zones are also known as seismic or fault zone. I repeat again, over millions of years, because of the movement of the tectonic plates, very weak points have been created in the earth crust, and these weak points are along the boundaries of the tectonic plates, and they are referred to as faults, or they are also called seismic or fault zone. In India, if we talk about the areas which are most threatened and fall under danger fault zone are Kashmir, Western and Central Himalayas, whole of Northeast, Run of Kutch, Rajasthan, Indo-Gangetic Plain, etc. The last cause of earthquake can be underground nuclear explosions. Underground nuclear explosion cause very powerful vibrations. Now these vibrations cause earthquake in the area around the explosion site. Now we are going to discuss some of the important terms related to earthquake, because you have to understand it, what these terms are. As you can see in the diagram, we are going to talk about seismic focus, we are going to talk about the epicenter, we are going to talk about the focal depth, and we are going to talk about the seismic waves. So these four terms you must be very familiar with if we have to understand the origin of the earthquake, from where it originates, how it spreads in the earth's crust. So first, coming to seismic focus or focus. Seismic focus is simply called focus. So you can see this point is the seismic focus or focus. So what is it? A place of origin of an earthquake inside the earth is called seismic focus. So from this point the earthquake is originating. So this point will be called as the seismic focus or focus. And from this point shock waves spread in all directions. You can see from this point of origin where the earthquake has originated, the shock waves are spreading and covering whole of the earth or the nearby areas. Now coming to focal depth. What is focal depth? We can say the depth of seismic focus below the earth's surface is called focal depth of an earthquake. So you can see here, so this is the seismic focus and how deep it is from the surface. This is the surface of the earth, and the depth of the seismic focus from the surface of the earth, this distance is also called focal depth. Okay, so this is focal depth. Again I repeat, the depth of the seismic focus below the earth's surface is called focal depth. The earthquakes having focal depth of 60 to 70 km are called shallow. Those with depth from 70 to 300 km are called intermediate, and those with depth of more than 700 km are called deep. Now coming to epicenter. The point on the surface of the earth directly above the focus of an earthquake is called epicenter. So this is the point which is lying on the surface of the earth, and it is directly above the seismic focus. This point is directly above the seismic focus and lies on the surface of the earth. It is called epicenter. The impact of the earthquake is usually the strongest near this point called epicenter. And what are seismic waves? The waves generated inside the earth's surface due to earthquake are called seismic waves or shock waves. Now coming to seismograph. What is seismograph? So seismograph and seismogram, there are two terms. Don't get confused between them. What is seismograph? Seismograph is an instrument which detects and records the intensity of seismic waves generated by an earthquake. What happens? The shock waves travel in all the direction through the earth and also reach the earth's surface. A seismograph detects the shock waves produced by the earthquake and records them on the paper in the form of graph. You can see here, this is the diagram of the seismograph, and what it is doing, it detects the shock waves which are produced by the earthquake and records them on the graph paper. See here, it is recording on the graph paper in the form of graph. This instrument is simply a vibrating pendulum. Now what happens when earthquake occurs? The earth shakes, the base of the seismograph fixed to the earth also shakes, but freely suspended bob of pendulum does not shake and remains in place. A pen is attached below the pendulum, under which is a fixed roller with a graph paper. So this is the small pen which you can see, and this is the pendulum, and this is the graph paper. Since the graph paper on the rotating drum shakes with the shaking of the earth, the pen attached to suspended bob draw the vibrations produced by earthquake on the graph paper. So this is the working of the seismograph. It is an instrument which mainly detects and records the intensity of the earthquake in the form of graphs. Coming to seismogram. What is seismogram? The graphical record of the intensity of the seismic waves is called seismogram. So you can see the seismograph is recording the intensity of the earthquake in the form of a graph, and this graph is called seismogram. Then coming to Richter scale. What is Richter or Richter scale? A scale which is used to determine the magnitude or strength of an earthquake is called the Richter scale. Destructive earthquakes have a Richter scale magnitude of more than 7, and the scale gives a measure of energy released at the earthquake's focus. The Richter scale was devised by Charles F. Richter, and the range of the Richter scale is from 0 to 10. A Richter scale is not a linear scale, that is, a magnitude of Richter scale 6 does not imply that it is 1.5 times more destructive than an earthquake with a magnitude of 4. It rather means that an earthquake of a magnitude 6 is 100 times more powerful than an earthquake with a magnitude of 4. Now, protection against an earthquake. The buildings located in the seismic zones should be constructed in a way that they can handle major tremors. The following measures should be taken by people to make the houses or buildings earthquake safe. People should always consult architects and engineers before constructing a new building. The roofs of the building should be kept light. Timber or mud should be used in the construction of buildings rather than heavy materials. The shelf and cupboard should be fixed to the walls so that they do not fall off easily. Things such as photo frames, geysers, clocks and others wall hangings should be placed in a place that does not harm anybody if they fall off, and buildings should have firefighting equipments as earthquake may cause fire also. In case of earthquake, what immediately we should do, or what precautions we have to take immediately to save ourselves? So you can see in this diagram, if we are getting or feeling a tremor of the earthquake, we should avoid going to lifts. Do not use the elevator, use the stairs. Second, you can get under the desk and hold on. Third, cover your head and neck. Stay away from the utility wires. Do not stand at a doorway. Drive to a clear area and avoid breaches during earthquake, and stay away from potentially danger objects. So these are some of the precautions which we need to take when we are feeling the tremors of the earthquake. Now this module is over, and therefore the topic earthquake is also over. I hope that you all will go through all the modules carefully, watch them 1, 2 or 3 times, and then only try to attempt the MCQ questions. Thank you. Jai Hind.